Hello guys, my name's Calamative Joe and welcome to the Minecraft YouTube live stream. In this Minecraft YouTube live stream, we are live on the Calamative Joe YouTube channel. In this video, we are on Survival Legacy, as it's a live Survival Legacy episode, and we are going to be journeying around the world and just building some stuff today. That's what we're going to do. Hi guys, my name's Climate Joe, welcome back to a video. Hello random BFDI lover, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hello gameplays, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna quickly change some settings with Nightbot, guys. Nightbot is actually acting really slow right now, so bear with me for 2 seconds. Here we go. Perfect. I'm good, gameplays. How are you? And how are you, random BFDI lover? Right, so just want Nightbot. I just want to look at Nightbot a minute. I'm housekeeping for my mother, so I'm lonely home. Hi Joe, good morning from Texas. Good evening from, well, good afternoon from the UK. Because it's not morning for me, guys. It's currently 3:15 in the afternoon. So I know I am lonely home party. Cool. Fantastic, that's good to hear. Just going to turn this game down a bit, it's a bit loud. 1819 in Germany. Is it? But I thought Germany was only an hour ahead. So I thought it would have been 15. I thought it would have been 16. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is 16. I knew Germany's an hour ahead because I was in Germany. I was in Germany for a few days last year, which was it's a very nice place. What I like about Germany, am I late? No, Skate Punk, the stream's literally just started 3 minutes ago. The stream's only been on like 3 minutes 17 seconds. What I like about Germany is when I was in Berlin, they've blended old architecture with new architecture. So basically the new architecture in Berlin looks like it's been there as long as the old architecture. And I really like that they've did that. That's really, really clever. Because you've got places, for example, you've got places in the world, for example, like London, for example, where they've put big steel buildings next to, you know, a 16th century chapel. And it doesn't look good. But what Germany did is really clever. I went to the film museum there. One of the biggest. The film museum there is one of the biggest in the world. So I'm actually really surprised. Basically, they had a huge chunk on National Socialism in the German Film Museum. They had in Berlin. They had an absolutely huge chunk on film during. Oh, you've actually been to Germany? Yeah, I have been to Germany. I went last year on a college trip. I went on a uni trip. So because it was a uni trip, all of us film people just went around the film museums. I'm German. Yeah. Hello, Sure. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so the film museum, I was really surprised. They had a lot on Hitler. in there, because as I said, you know, Germany at that time period, they did a lot of films. They did a lot of films in that time period, so I found it really interesting how much they promoted Leni Riefenstahl, who was a documentary filmmaker, but she generally worked for Hitler as his filmmaker. And they actually showed a lot of her stuff. Like, I wanted to watch one of her things, actually, just because it's meant to be really good documentarian work. On overcoming, yeah. But what I really respect about Germany, though, is they acknowledge it. They acknowledge what happened. Japan have never fully acknowledged the atrocities that they carried out in Southeast Asia. At least with Germany, like the German people and the German governments have acknowledged the stuff they did. Which I think that's more impressive. I think that's beautiful and amazing that they've literally acknowledged everything that it did, because Japan have never fully. But that's a good thing in a way. That is a good thing that they acknowledge what their ancestors did. But then yet again, you can't be blamed personally for what your ancestor did. It's like, for example, you can't blame me for what you can't blame me because my great grandfather may have been a slave trader. Well, I have no idea what my great grandfather was because I can't trace my family history back that far. But yeah, you can't blame your you can't be blamed for what your great grandfather did, because you weren't alive. If you get what I mean. But the thing with Germany, though, as well, is some people were brainwashed. So an interesting thing after the end of the Second World War is everybody after 19 they didn't charge anybody under 9. No, that's next week. No, that's not this week. That is 2 weeks' time. That is literally, I'm not going to be live from the 20th of September. So 10 days time. But the way I said it was, I think, 12 days or something like that. But that was a couple of days ago. So yeah, 10 days. So I won't be live from Saturday the 20th to like October the 4th, because I'm away for 2 weeks on a holiday. But I'm going to take my Elgato with me. I won't be able to stream because the only way I'd be able to stream is connect to my phone through my... But what I'm going to do, though, if I want, I could technically stream if I wanted to by connecting my phone through my laptop and using my unlimited through my phone. But I might film some videos. Well, I've got to go. That's alright. Thank you for watching the stream, sure, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching the stream. Have a good rest of your day. But what I could do, guys, I might film a couple of YouTube videos while I'm away. That I don't know yet. I want to shoot a short film. I'm coming up with ideas of how to shoot a short. I might shoot a short film while I'm away, just by myself, and see. I might shoot a short film while I'm away, just to prove you can shoot a short film with nothing. So I might just shoot a short film and see what happens. I would love to shoot a short film. Literally, you can shoot a short film with nothing. Literally, where's my phone? So, guys, I've got a Samsung. I've got a Samsung phone. Not a new one. I bought this one second hand. I bought this one from a second-hand shop. There's a second-hand shop in the UK called Sex. Not like that, guys. Not like that. It's CEX. But it actually stands for something Central Exchange. It actually stands for some exchange. But literally, you can buy movies in there for £1, 50p. You can buy movies in there £1. They sell video games, computers, phones, old video game consoles, video games. When I bought FIFA 22, I bought that in there for £10. I bought FIFA 2013 in there the other week for £1. If I ever want a video game, I normally go into CX and buy a video game for £1. I have a question. You don't have to ask me to ask a question. I've had a lot of people do that recently. Just ask me the question. You don't have to ask. Yeah, by all means. What's the question? But yeah, what was I going to say a minute? But yeah, I literally go in and buy film. May I like the stream? You don't have to ask me to do that. That's something you don't have to do if you don't want to. You don't have to like the stream. But it's nice if people do, but then also, do you think... Ooh, good question. Do you think 4K Blu-ray player disc is worth it? Well, I do. Yeah, digital is taking over, yeah, but then there's always a problem with that. Physical media is, is still better. You get more with physical media, though. So my point is, if I want to be a filmmaker, my two things are, as a filmmaker, is I want to get my film on a cinema screen, and then I want to get my film on DVD. That's if I'm I own a copy of Forza Unlimited and was thinking of selling it. I wouldn't know what that is. Hello, Toy, welcome back. Plus, you can always enjoy it anytime with a one-time payment. Yeah, but then also, if you're watching a DVD, there's all the behind-the-scenes features. Like, there's like a 50-minute behind-the-scenes documentary about how they made them. I have heard of Forza, Tyrese, but then I don't play a lot of video games. That's something I've never... I don't do, guys. I don't play a lot of video games. I have the select ones that I like. Hello, Delete Gamer 117. Welcome to the stream. I liked your comment the other day. That was your comment was really nice. Thank you for being having put in a real kind comment. Yeah, what I mean, Skatepunk, is with DVDs. I just think for my favourite films, I want to own the 4K. Yeah, 4K is more quality. So if you have it in 4K, the details are much more clearer. Like the color's clearer, the color's brighter. You're seeing it how the human eye sees it, pretty much. Literally, eventually we'll have 16K, and eventually, we do have 8K, but then there are screens that can do 16K. It's just not commercial for TVs now. Thank you for the super chat, gameplays. That's really kind of you. Eventually we'll have 16K, which I once held a camera on a film set. I was on a film set working as a runner, and we had a camera that could shoot in 16K. But the point is, you can't really now you can't show a 16K film. You've got to compress it down to 8K or 4K. Well, the most you could get up to is 32K. The most you can get is 32K. 10:30 PM in Western Australia. Blimey, so it's 3 for me. So you're 7 hours ahead? Yeah. It would normally be 8 hours. It would normally be 8 hours, but in the British summer times, the UK puts the clocks forward. There is a reason for that, though. The reason the UK invented the thing of putting the clocks forward was because so it meant you had more sun. So it meant you had more sun. Our correct time period. Our correct time period is really UTC 0. So the UK's actual time period is UK UTC 0. You're 2 subs from 7K. We're 2 subs from 6.8. We hit 6.8 the other day, and then we lost it again. We hit 6.8 the other day, then we lost it, but the reason why we lost it was because I think some people subscribed on multiple accounts and then unsubbed afterwards. So we hit 6,800, and then we lost it again, which, you know, that's not really a problem. Hold on a minute. But yeah, Enderman stole the block. Yes, alright. I own 2 out of 3 Hot Wheels. Cool. What was I going to say? Yeah. Eventually, you can go up to 30... The highest you can go in resolution is 32K. We saw the first ever science fiction. A Trip to the Moon. A Trip to the Moon. Is that the one with the bullet in the eye? A Trip to... Hold on a minute. I think I know this one. A Trip to the Moon, 1902, by... What's his name? What's the director called? Georges Méliès. I thought it was somebody else. There is another film. I'm thinking of. Yes, I do know the film that you're referring to. Yeah, the guy with the bullet. What's another film? If you go onto YouTube, you can find the first Zorro film. There's a British... The first film of actual film editing was from a Britishman, I think. First edited video. 1890. I know it's 1890. Yes, Come Along Do. That's the one. The first edited video is a film called Come Along Do, 1898, by British pioneer Robert W. Poor. It was the first film. It was one of the first films to use multiple shots edited together to create continuity. For actual video editing, the first tape recorder was in 1950s, but they said the first actual edited film, as in using editing to establish continuity, was Come Along Do a couple of years before. I mixed them up then. I thought Robert W. Poor might have done A Trip to the Moon, but it wasn't. It was George Méliès. Hello, Amir Shifentas. Welcome to the stream. The kinetoscope. Oh yes, the kinetoscope, and then you had the cinematograph. Then you also had the cinema. Yes, and that was invented by Thomas Edison, I think. Honestly, I had to... Maybe I should post that onto YouTube, guys. I had to do a video. I had to do part of my uni project. Part of my uni work from one of my lecturers was to make a video documenting the history of film. And then I had to do 8 bits. I had to do the start, and then I had to get to the modern age. And I had the best lecturer for that because he loved film absolutely. And I'm trying to apply for jobs at the moment, and that lecturer has always said to me that he'd give me a reference. So really nice lecturer. I made Decepted a house, guys, and look, the creeper blew it up. You also had the cinematograph, or as a guy in my college class put it, the cinematograph. Can you show us the video? I cannot on here. I can't show you on here because I think I use non-copyright stuff while in film school. It's almost like Destiny. That's kind of funny. But then, yeah, You know, you never know. I don't believe in destiny, personally. I don't believe in destiny. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe everything happens for a reason. So, I always say my favourite years. So I'm in a good period, guys. 2024 to 2022. 2025 has been a great year. I've really enjoyed 2025. 2025, I found 2023 was a rough one. 2019 was rough. 2020 to 22 was absolutely amazing. And then, you know, I always think life's like a river. You know, you're navigating it, and you're navigating that river, and then you hit the chop. And then how you decide to navigate the choppy parts is how you build your character. That's what I think. It's like character building. And so I've never told anyone this, but I'm going to mention it on this stream. My grandmother, my nan, died literally 2 days before an assignment. A miniature version of Big Ben. Do you know what? I've only ever seen Big Ben once in person. I've only ever been to London once. I went to Comic Con London with my uni class last year, and it happened to be as the bus was leaving, we went straight past Big Ben, and we went straight past Big Ben. You could see the London Eye at the other side of the river, but Big Ben was huge. And I took a photo of Big Ben. And I realised you could see the Winston Churchill statue in the corner. Yeah, I've never told anyone this. So my nan died literally 2 days before my first uni assignment was due in, and it put me off. So my presentation was absolutely terrible. I had to present my images 2 days later, and I'd asked my lecturer for like an extension, and I got the words no. So I did a uni presentation, despite the fact that my nan had died 2 days before. And when I watched the footage back of the presentation, because it had to be filmed, when I watched it back, I could tell that I was in a terrible frame of mind. And literally, the worst thing was, my lecturer said, my uni lecturer said to me about cross-referencing, because he cross-referenced something that I'd said months ago or something like that, and he said to me, if you didn't say that, I'd have had to fail you. But I'm like, I asked for an extension because I was sat there like, but I asked for an extension because I wasn't in the right frame of mind. Literally, you know, my grandmother had died, my nan had died the 2 days before, shockingly, and I couldn't I was denied an extension. That, honestly, my first year of uni, guys, was rough. But then, literally, we asked for an extension once. All of us asked for an extension once because we were on a film set. We were on a film set for 2 days. Oh yeah. We were on a film. My lecturer forced us to basically help him with his short film. With his short film prep for 2 days, and our assignment was due in, so none of us got around to finishing it. So we did most of it. Basically, we asked for an extension, and the other lecturer never responded. So five out of six of us turned up with something. One person didn't, but our assignment was terrible, but we should have been given an extension, really, because we had no time. We had absolutely no time to do it. In fact, guys, literally, my one lecturer who obviously I'd had for 2 years. I'd had this one lecturer for 2 years before. before I did 3 years of uni, I'd had this one lecturer for 2 years before on my level 3 stuff. Because in the UK, you can do level 1, level 2, level 3. And whatever your grades are in school is how you get into your college grades. You get whatever group you're in. So if you do level 2, doing level 2 gives you the qualification to do level 3. So if you it depends how you get into level 2 or 3 depends on how many GCSEs you get. So I got enough to get to level 2. I missed out on one to get to level 3, which I'm glad I didn't, because I met loads of nice people on level 2. So level 2 was 1 year, level 3 is 2 years. So I did media for 2 years, and so I did media for 3 years technically. But this one guy, this lecturer who taught me on level 3 year 1 and 3 year 2, he said to me when I did my H&D, which is like when I did my H&D in film, he said to me, I don't know how you didn't drop out after the first year, halfway through the first year, and because he didn't like him. This one, the lecturer that had known me for 4 years, he said to me, he goes, I don't know how you even put up with the other guy, because he didn't like him. He didn't like him because he thought the other lecturer was quite arrogant. And it's an interesting concept of, I don't know how I stayed there. I don't know how I stayed there and did the year, despite the fact, like, one guy dropped out. We had one guy that dropped out. The other guy didn't come back. So it ended up, there was 5 of us. Going into my second year of uni, there was only 5 of us in a class. There was only 5 of us in a class. Like, we found it hard to shoot because we were trying to shoot a short film, like, and it got worse. So when we were doing our final major project for my second year of uni, 2 people didn't show up for most of the pre-production stage. So it resulted in I was doing the scripts, because I can do scripts. I was the only person in my class that could really write a script, so I was doing that. I was also cinematographer, and then the person that should have been on sound hardly showed up, and the person that was on lighting never showed up at all, bar the last day of pre-production, which everything was already done by then. I'd had to do 4 jobs. The only reason I didn't blow my head off, guys, was because the guy that was directing basically helped me do part of it. He didn't have to do, the guy that was directing didn't actually have to do the shot lists. But it got to the point that I was doing 4 jobs. I was doing 4 jobs. It got to the point I was doing 4 jobs. I was trying to do the writer, the script, the cinematography stuff, like the shot lists. Hello, Ship. Welcome to the stream. It ended up I was trying to do over 4 jobs. I'm in class right now. Oh, cool. You shouldn't be on a phone in a class. Well, I imagine you're on a phone. How old am I? Oh no, no. That's not what class is for. Class is for learning and make sure you get the biggest opportunities in life. You American, Shep? Sorry, that's your name. I have to say your YouTube name, what it is. Actually, I've got some seeds left over. You American? Yeah. If you're watching your phone in the middle of a school classroom, aren't you locking yourself out about that American dream you hear about on TV? because you don't because you aren't leaving with something. What's that film? What's that film there's a film with that. There's a film and the kids don't learn, and Morgan Freeman just says to I don't. What was it? I don't want to blame you. I don't want to blame your schoolmates. What was it? I don't want you to blame your parent if you leave school and do nothing. I don't want you to blame your parents, or blame your classmates. I want you to blame yourself for locking yourself out of the American dream that you hear about on TV. It's an interesting. It's a good film. Mr. Governor, you can tell the state to go to hell. I love Morgan Freeman. Like, he's such a good actor. There's a film. There's a genuine film. It's a true story. It's partially a true story about a guy, but he Morgan Freeman's character, he's come back. He's come in as the new head, and he's got to improve this school grades. He's got to improve this school grades by 50% or something like that, or the school will get closed down. So he sort of does that, but he does it with quite unconventional means. So he basically expels 300 he expels 300 students at the same time. It's a good film. Have you guys never watched it? I can't remember what it's called. Hold on. Didn't The Simpsons copy that plot? Maybe. This film's from 1987. I think The Simpsons was longer. I think The Simpsons came out after that. Hello, Angela Altimer. Altimer, welcome to the stream. Let me just find the name of that film. It's not Stand By Me. That's 86. Morgan Freeman. Lean on Me. It's called Lean on Me. That's the line. It's called Lean on Me. It's called Lean on Me. That's the film. Yeah, Morgan Freeman plays a school teacher. And let me just go and find the line that I'm thinking of. And he says something about the film cost 10 million. The film only cost 10 million. It's called Lean on Me. Good film. Yeah, they might have done a parody. Yeah, hello Rafa, welcome to the stream. Well, Rafa. Yeah, sorry, I just read your name off the channel, off the live chat. But yeah, the film's called Lean on Me. Yeah, the film's called Lean on Me. And yeah, Morgan Freeman generally kicks out 300 troublemakers from a school at the same time. He goes and says something along the lines of, what was it? The people standing in front of you have been here for up to 5 years, and they have done absolutely nothing since none of them will graduate or pass anyway. You will all expurgated. And then he just kicks out 300 kids at the same time. What was it? Some of you have been threatened. They've threatened your teachers, even including some of you, and you no longer have to live with that. And yeah, and since none of them will pass anyway, you were all expurgated. And yeah, and he just kicks 300 students out at the same time, which, you know, fair play. That's just good film. How are you? Lean on Me. It's called Lean on Me. It's one of Morgan Freeman. It's basically that film pretty much made Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Some people don't know this, but Morgan Freeman didn't get his big break until he was 50. Morgan Freeman didn't get his big break in film until he was in his 50s. I'm really good, Rafa. How are you? Yeah, Morgan Freeman didn't get his big break in film until 1987. He was 50. But fair play to him, though. Fair play to him, because, you know, most people, maybe myself included, would probably give up at that point. Would probably give up. Most normal people would probably give up. Most normal people would probably give up if they hadn't got the opportunity before then. You've got to think 50 is middle age. Well, 50 is middle age. It's you know, it's the half marathon. As one of my favourite British comedians said in a sketch when he pulled out an old man from the crowd, he said, Grandad here's on the just finished the half marathon. He's on the home stretch. He's completed the half marathon. He's now on the home stretch because he's looking at this old guy in his 60s. What, 70s? This comedian is called Al Murray, and his comedy stuff's real funny. And you know, what makes him real funny is the fact that he pulls people out of the crowd at random. He pulls people out of the crowd at random, and some of the jokes that he makes on the spot is incredible. He pulled out an old man and said, "Excuse me, Pops, are you warm enough? Excuse me, Pops, are you okay? You warm enough?" He goes, "Who's that woman next to you? Is that your wife or your carer?" Which, like, Jesus. It's such a good joke, though. Like, fair play. 131 of you have watched this stream in the last 30 minutes. That's incredible. Let's see if we can hit 200 in an hour. That'd be amazing. I just got an electric shock from the controller. That's not good. I apologise for yesterday's stream. I had technical difficulties, which is why we only streamed for about 50 minutes, because we had technical difficulties on the stream. But we're live. But I will tell you guys that the streams will drop because there will not be a stream for 2 weeks after the 19th. After the 19th, there won't be a stream for 2 weeks. There might be a little bit of content though, because I might film some stuff. I've got a couple of videos that I need to edit. A slime house. We've got everything. A slime house. We got a dirt house somewhere. We got a house out of only end materials. We got this, which is actually a model of that house, which you can see. We've got, what else we got? We got a pink cartoon house. That's not a house over there, that's a chicken coop. We got 2 of them. Let's go to here, because this is just a sheer drop. So this is only 4 blocks. Officially, that's only 4 blocks. That mountain there, from the top of there to there, is only 4 blocks. Ready? Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5. I didn't see the bottom one. Oh yeah, right here we got a house that had nether materials. This is the TU43 house, set of blocks they added in TU43. This is just a melon and pumpkin house. Because, you know, why not? Why not just build random stuff? Up into the little garden here, we got a TIE fighter. We've got Bob the Villager's Minecraft house. We've got right here. We've got The horse pen. I swear I had why not in mind. Yeah, just why not. We've got this house here, which belongs to Caston the Villager. We've got the old, we've got the Victorian townhouse. We've even got another melon and pumpkin house, which this one was built first. We've got this house, which I'm not even going to, which I wasn't going to go in because Deceptives called it Golf Harris. This used to be part. This here used to be part of this thing here. This building here used to have a. This building here used to have a staircase that was there, but Decepted got rid of the staircase, and Decepted got rid of the staircase and actually redeveloped this place to something useful. This is the what the fuck room. We made a fake nether portal cut with wool, because why not? Which is why Deceptors called it the what the fuck room, because literally we don't know. Hello, Dan the Daniel. Welcome to the stream. We got a car. We got a hot air balloon, the spawn room. An igloo in the wrong way. Normally, basically, the snow is where the ice should be, and the ice is where the snow should be. So instead of an igloo, it's an ice glue. Hot air balloon. Igloo. Genuine Minecraft igloo, but generally built because this is not a snow biome. Hello, Dan the Daniel. Welcome to the stream. What's up? I'm really good. How are you? A house out of nether materials, a gold throne to celebrate, to remember where I was in the coronation of the UK's current king. The pyramid, a dirt house. Oh, an igloo out of bookshelves, an upside down tree. I bought my first ever 4K disc. Out of curiosity, what did it cost, Skatepunks? Is it because they're more expensive? Is it a similar price to the UK? It was 27 US dollars. What's that in the UK then? 27 USD to GBP. That's normal. Yeah, that probably is normal actually, because a UK one. Yeah, if you buy a 4K film from a UK store called HMV, they normally cost 19. But in the UK, most 4K films cost £25. Oh, yeah. Where would I get a 4K film from? Normally HMV. So, what's the last 4K film? HMV in the UK do really nice deals actually. I bought for £19, I bought two 4K films. I bought The Patriot and Hacksaw Ridge, which are two of my favourite films. Well, Hacksaw Ridge, and then I really liked The Patriot. Is 4K worth it when a normal Blu-ray is cheaper? But then it depends though. A normal Blu-ray, a 4K Blu-ray is more expensive because it comes with 2 DVDs. A 4K Blu-ray comes with a DVD version as well. But a normal Blu-ray, the difference between a normal Blu-ray, a DVD, Blu-ray has more quality, but a 4K Blu-ray has more quality. There's more resolution, and there's more color depth. So a 4K film would have more detail in it than a Blu-ray. A 4K film would have more a 4K Blu-ray would have more detail than a regular Blu-ray. Yeah, 4K is normally the best experience mixed with surround sound, because 4K you're pretty much more immersed. So the colors are brighter. So one of the best films you could probably buy in 4K is probably something like Aquaman or Avatar because of the color. The Aquaman in 4K, because, you know, it's Aquaman felt like a visual lights display. .4K is more about the resolution, so 4K is 2180. I just subbed to you for no reason. Lol. Yeah, hello Annie YT, welcome to the stream. Thank you for subscribing, that's really kind of you. What is let me just check what a 4K resolution is. I can't remember at the top of my head. 4K, yeah. A 4K resolution is 3840 times 2160 pixels. Basically, there's more pixels, so there's more color, resulting in sharper, more detailed images with more vivid colors, enhancing the viewer experience, particularly on larger screens. So, for example, my TV's 4K, but my Minecraft game is 1080p. Whereas yeah, Avatar, something like Avatar, you'd see in 4K. Something like Avatar in 4K would be brighter. So it depends though. To buy a 4K film, you've got to have a 4K DVD. But I was reading something the other day. I don't quote me on it, guys. Yes, there is. Well, it's not that there's two types of 4K. Some 4K TVs are just upscaled. Some 4K TVs are just genuinely upscaled. Yeah, some 4K TVs are generally just upscaled, which basically, if you've got a true 4K TV, it would cost you 10 grand. Yeah, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. It's basically low. It's still is it's partially 4K, but it's not true 4K. But then not everyone can fork out. Not everyone could fork out 10 grand on a new TV. Like I couldn't. You know. There is some people in the UK. 10 grand is what they earn a year. Literally, the normal. Basically, if you're on a £100 a week, if you're on £200 a week, that literally 10 grand a year is what you'd be earning. It's what you'd practically be earning a week. Well, yeah, it's not true 4K. True 4K would be... It's only true 4K if it's got a colour depth, a bit depth of 12. What I would love is a 4K projector. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a 4K TV, but it's not true 4K because it cost me £200. Well, £290. And honestly, guys, that's the most expensive thing I've ever bought. And I've had it for 6 years. A 16-year-old me bought it in 2019. Well, almost 17. An almost 17-year-old me bought it in 2019. After I got my first paycheck, which was... Well, I say paycheck. It wasn't a check. They do it digitally now. But yeah. Oh, pardon me. It hurt. Yeah, I don't agree with. I did know that skate punk. Yeah, I've been having. I had a guy, a Russian man who would watch my streams. I had him try. He kept on to ask me to give. He kept asking me earlier on in the year to give me. He kept asking me to give him my account, and I said no. I said no. I said, actually, I think they were like 15, 16 or something like that. But they wouldn't accept no for an answer. And it ended up, what I did, guys, is I just blocked I just blocked them from commenting on this channel. How dare you say no? Well, they wanted my account, which is illegal. If I had given them my account, the first thing they could have done is lock me out of it. The first thing they could have done was lock me out of it. So I told them no, because I would have given. I wouldn't have. But then it's illegal to give them an account. It's not illegal. But the first thing they could have done was change the password. The first thing they could have done was nick my email and change the password, which, if they'd have nicked my email, they could have nicked this channel as well. They could have nicked this channel and everything else. So I said no to the person, and they just wouldn't accept no. But that's the thing, though. I think it's one of those, some people generally go through life thinking everyone says yes. But if you get what I mean, was I right to say no, guys? Was I right to say no? They're a weird. I'm not a yes man for anybody. Yeah, I thought I was. But this person, generally they would not accept that I said no, and then it was please, everyone says no. Everyone has said no. I'm like, yeah, but why? But why would they? Why would everyone say no? Sure, you were right. That was good. Yeah. No, I knew you were joking. I knew you were kidding. But yeah. But this person, he was like, everyone says no, but why would they say no? Because a random person from another country asking for the account, that is dodgy. Jesus, you can see all 6 of our beacons. The original one, the 4-person one, and then the purple one that we have on our and then we have the purple one that we have on our this monument to celebrate 4,000 subscribers. And oh yeah, the leaf house. Yeah, we have a leaf house. We have we have another dirt house over there. We have a beach house. I built my own desert temple. My lighthouse. Actually, it's nighttime, guys. Let's go and sleep in it. Oh, I've got an ankle. My ankle just clicked. I've got a dodgy ankle, everyone. I've had a dodgy ankle for years. Bloody hell, that'll be next month. Shit, that'll be 9 years next month since my ankle. I have a dodgy ankle. I've had a dodgy ankle for years, and it's from the point when I mentioned, guys, about being bullied and being kicked down the stairs. 9 years. That'd be 9 years in October. It was 2016, which But yeah, crazy. 165 of you have watched this stream in 54 minutes. That's incredible. What should we do? I want to do like a documentary. I want to do a documentary, guys. I want to do like a documentary style thing. I love studying about this stuff. Yeah. I mean, film is an amazing... Film is an art form. Film is expression. Directors express themselves. So if you watch a Christopher Nolan film, you know it's a Christopher Nolan film, because a Christopher Nolan film is always told... Christopher Nolan always plays with time. So he tells films with a lot of flashbacks or flash forwards. If you watch Oppenheimer, you realise that he's telling the story via flashbacks and flash forwards. With Oppenheimer, I remember... Oh, what was it? I remember, what's his name? Logan Paul's statement on Oppenheimer. What was it? I walked out after 20 minutes because there was no action. But it's not about action. It's about the man that created the atom bomb. How are cinemas in the UK? Cinema in the UK is good. Yeah, Logan Paul put a statement out about how much he hated Oppenheimer, and he walked out after 20 minutes due to a lack of action. But it's not about action. It's about a man that created a bomb. It's about a physician that created a bomb. Well, I think Oppenheimer's the greatest film ever made. But that's just my opinion. Because I love the ending, guys. I absolutely love the ending when Oppenheimer... It flashes... The film flashes forward and backwards to stuff. And... So there's some bits told in 53 where Lewis Strauss was the head of the atomic board, and he basically shafted Robert Oppenheimer, Robert Oppenheimer. Lewis Strauss absolutely shafted him. He shafted him and basically called him a communist, and basically resulted that he got forced out. But yeah, the bit with Truman was shocking, and this is a true story. Yeah, it came out in 2023. Came out July 21st. I don't know why I remember that. Yeah, the hello Real USB, Real UZB. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the bit with Truman is shocking. Was the scene for real? Yeah, the scene was generally for real. If you don't know what we're talking about here, Skate Punk, J. Robert Oppenheimer had to go and meet Harry Truman, and Harry Truman Harry Truman said to him, "What does it feel like to be the most powerful man in the world? Most talked about man in the world." And he said to Harry Truman, "I feel like I got blood on my hands," because he found out about the death toll. Oppenheimer found out about the death toll of nearly 300,000, and he waved at Harry Truman waved a handkerchief in front of his face. "You didn't drop the bomb, I did. You didn't drop the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I did." And then he said, "But am I crying about all the deaths? No." And then you see the last line the last time you see Truman, he turned around and says the words, "Don't let that crybaby ever... I don't want to see that crybaby in that office ever again." Yeah, he generally called... I'm from Uzbekistan. I kind of gathered that, to be honest, the real USB, because I saw the UZB. But welcome. But yeah, it's true. Yeah, Harry Truman, Bard did not want Oppenheimer to ever come in his office again. In the Oval Office again, because he thought he was a crybaby scientist. What was it? I don't want to have that. I don't let that crybaby back in here. Which, that's shocking. You know, that man has made has made the most powerful bomb in the world ever in history of the world at that time. He's ended the war in 2 days, and you know, Harry Truman says to him, "I don't want to see that crybaby in here again." Well, what it was. Los Alamos. He built he built Los Alamos, the nuclear testing facility. He built it, but he wanted to close it down. Oppenheimer wanted to close it down after the end of the war and give the land back to the Native Americans, because it was a Native American burial site that they used, because it was flat for nothing, and there was nothing there, nothing either way for 40 miles. And Harry Truman's comments to Oppenheimer was, this is not the time to close Los Alamos down. This is the time to stock up. Harry Truman caused the Cold War. Harry Truman caused the Cold War by refusing to close Los Alamos down. Maybe Oppenheimer. I haven't bought... I wanted to do that, to be honest. I wanted to buy Oppenheimer in 4K, and I never did. I bought it on DVD. I rewatched it recently. I've only watched it twice since it came out. I watched it in cinema and then watched it on DVD. But the thing with Oppenheimer, though, as well, the nuclear bomb, the scene when they actually test the atom bomb, the atom bomb test was genuinely real. They generally made a realistic atom bomb test. Yeah, DVD's good. Basically, if I love a film... Oh, shit. The internet's just gone off on my screen. Has the stream gone down? No? How weird. The screen just closed itself. What I do... I generally, if I want to watch a film... If I watch a film and I enjoy it, if I really enjoy a film, I buy it in 4K. Yeah, that's the whole point of Oppenheimer, though. The whole point of Oppenheimer is you're meant to be shocked. Right at the end, it goes back to the first scene of the film. Right at the end, it goes back to the first scene of the film when he's talking with Einstein. And he says, Albert, remember when I come to you and said that we might blow up the world? I think we did. Because then he suddenly realizes that he realized that all the nuclear his work on creating the atom bomb has resulted in countries now have thousands and thousands of bombs, which he is 100% right. It is true. J. Robert Oppenheimer generally died in the when did he die? Basically, Oppenheimer died in Oppenheimer died in 1966 at the age of 62. He generally believed that he would be the one to blow up the world. He gave the physics, but it's not a mistake though. You know, Einstein, they did it to end the war. Literally, if they hadn't dropped the atom bomb, you know, millions and millions of more people would have died, because even Germany would have surrendered. Well, they did, but Werner Heisenberg never got anywhere near. But as they said though, Werner Heisenberg never got anywhere near. Yeah, Albert Einstein very famously said in a statement, I don't know what weapons will be used in World War III. Oh, well, I still buy regular DVDs from second-hand shops. Normally I'll buy a DVD though, Skatepunk, if I want to save money. Yeah, I know about that quote. Yeah, his genuine quote was, I know not of what weapons will be used in World War III, but I know World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. And that whole belief was, he genuinely believed that after the World War III would destroy the world. DVDs are about £9. In the UK, they cost about £9.90. So, if I want to buy a film, especially on Amazon, if I want to buy a film, I'll normally buy it off Amazon, because Amazon drop the prices sometimes to like £4. The next film I might buy is Thunderbolts. I watched the new Marvel film Thunderbolts the other day, and I really enjoyed that. So I think I might go and buy that one. I might buy that in a couple of days actually, so I've got it when I'm on holiday. I've got I'm taking a couple of films with me because I know the caravan I'm staying in's got a DVD player. I haven't watched Breaking Bad. I haven't watched Breaking Bad, but not that it's not good. I know it's a good show. I don't believe in. I don't like the idea of shows glorifying drugs. I know it's a good show, but I don't agree with shows glorifying like drug use and drug production. It's just like a humanitarian point on my part. It's just a humanitarian point on my part. Like I know there's no glorifying, but I don't think you should show films with drug use. Like for example, it's I don't agree with I don't agree with making films on. I don't agree with making films on like murder cases. I had to watch a film as part of a uni project. And it was taken off police tapes recorded with the murderer, who, and it was never shown to the court because of how distressing it was. So I was like, well, how can you make if it's too distressing for the court, how can you go and take the film tapes, the police interview tapes, and go and make a film on it? Make a film on the police tapes of the murderer confessing. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with I don't agree. For example, it's like the thing with Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer. So it's like the thing with Jeffrey Dahmer. People watching these true crime things, going falling in love with these serial killers. Like, oh, I wish he would do that to me. No, you don't, because you'd be fucking dead. What was it? Oh, what? So David walked over to Sally Harkright. He pulled out a hacksaw and took her head off. He then bounced it on the floor and used it as a basketball. And then you've got these fucking fangirls going, "Oh, I wish he would do that to me." No, you don't, because you'd be fucking dead. You'd be screaming like the fucking actual murder victim was. Yeah, well, they're all scary. All those serial killers are scary. The only one I think you could get away with doing a film on was the Zodiac, because you generally didn't know who he was, and then there was a whole drama for 30 years about trying to find out who it was. That's the only one you could possibly do, because the film is not really about the murderer. It's about who he was and trying to track down about the police trying to track down who he was. The TV series, I haven't watched it, but I heard it was quite graphic. But I don't agree with that. I don't agree with glorifying that stuff. Hello Omnivale, I'm really good. How are you? But yeah, I really don't agree with glorifying that stuff. What's that one I'm thinking of? They did it somewhere recently, actually, in the UK. There was a murder case about 20 years ago, and they filmed a documentary. They filmed like a TV series on it, and they filmed it in exactly the place the young girl got abducted. They filmed it in the exact same spot, which that's just that's wrong. I just came back from school and heard that Ukrainian girl got stabbed to death in Charlotte, Texas. Was that the one that you said about skate punk? The other day? Yeah, we weren't talking about murder cases. I was talking about why I've never watched Breaking Bad, because I don't like shows that promote it. It's the same with Bundy. It's the same with Bundy. You know, he had that face that made you believe him. There was a British serial killer in the 70s and the 80s that was similar. People just thought that he was a bit silly. There's a video on YouTube. There's a video on YouTube of a British serial killer before he started killing people, because he was a fan of home videos, and he was Scottish, and then you hear him talking, because I think he was gay, and he had this male with him, and they were talking about they were both sitting somewhere, and the roof collapsed, and he picks up a brick that's come from the floor, and he goes, but look at he's pointing up at the bloody hole in the roof where the bricks have come straight through, and he makes some about looking great big chunks of masonry, you could kill someone, and then 4 years later he did kill someone. But yeah, but that's true. But that is true. I have seen clips from it. My friend keeps telling me to watch it. But I just don't like when shows do that. Personally. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. I don't think they do electric chair. But he was killed in the 1980s. By I think. Hello, Braille Time. Welcome to the stream. In fact, we don't even have the death penalty in the UK anymore. We don't even have that anymore. But they got rid of it for a reason. The UK got rid of the death penalty for a reason. The UK got rid of the death penalty for a genuine reason. The reason the UK got rid of it was because a guy in the UK, a serial killer who lived in a flat. Who lived in a flat. He murdered the guy above's wife and daughter. And because the guy had a mental age or something, he confessed to it. Got jailed, executed, and then 4 years later they realised that they got the wrong guy. Any predictions on Everton Villa? Everton 2-0. On paper, there's still... I don't know. The death penalties... I think the death penalty is useful. I think the death penalty is useful for certain stuff. I think for certain crimes, the death penalty is useful. The death penalty is useful, so... There's rumours at the moment going on. I don't know. My friend Decepted sent me something the other day. There's a guy that was reportedly involved in 9/11 and the 7/7 bombings. I don't know. Decepted said to me about it yesterday. Yeah, Decepted said to me about it yesterday, and me and Decepted were talking yesterday, and he said to me something. Apparently in the UK. They might release a guy that's got reported involvement in the 7/7 bombings of London, the London bombings of 2005, and reported involvement in 9/11. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think if you've been involved in two of the biggest terrorist attacks in the UK, should you be released? But when we're talking about the death penalty, yeah. But with the death penalty should be there for certain stuff. For certain crimes, the death penalty should be applicable. The UK got rid of it for a reason, because they executed someone and then found out that he was innocent. But that was because he confessed, because he had a mental age of like 12 or something. But there's a way you can bring that back. But you've got to be absolutely 100% that they're guilty. In fact, I was reading something about 2 serial killers in the UK a few days ago, and the only reason that they served in prison for 100%, the only reason they served their lives in prison was because the death penalty was abolished 6 months before. If they'd been found out 6 months earlier, they'd have been put to death. You can't be 100% sure. But then there are some things you can, because sometimes you got CCTV. There's things you can be 100% sure on a few. Like, if, say you arrest a serial killer. Say you arrest a serial killer who's got like 15 bodies in his house. Like, it's pretty obvious that it's him. Yeah, but then you can have deep fakes. You can have deep fakes though. But someone's got to have that footage to deep fake it. If you go into a local shopping centre and ask for their CCTV, there's no way you're going to deep fake that, because only the shopping centre has got it. And I think you can tell deep fakes are becoming realistic. Deep fakes are becoming realistic. Deep fakes are becoming really realistic. But deep fakes are becoming realistic, but you can still tell it's a deep fake, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Oh, I got a really, really itchy nose. We're only one sub away from hitting 6,800. I have a Discord notification. I have a bot logs notification. What's this? Oh, someone's changed their profile picture. Cool. Oh, God. I've got an idea at the moment, guys. I want to do like a documentary on my book series. I want to do like a documentary where I break down the alternate history of my book series. What do you guys think? In the name of... I think I want to get rid of this boat. I want to get rid of this boat. It's been here for years. I want to get rid of it. No! Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks! How deep is that? Oh shit, it's deep. I've just had a clue. I just had an idea. Hello, Kobe Brian. Welcome to the stream. I've just had some sort of idea a minute. Don't know where that one's from. Right. Well, we're gonna have to go. Eventually, we're gonna have to go down there. Eventually, we're gonna have to go down there and obviously pick up all the blocks. But for now, we're fine. But I have worked out a way which we don't damage the ocean and have to go in and refill it. So, like so, that should be fine. As we go around and do this. So, what this is, guys, we were making a pirate ship. We were making a pirate ship. This is from a few years ago, like 4 years ago. This is from like 4 years ago, so that would have been that would have been full of forest then. That would have been a mountain then. Basically, about 4 years ago in like 2020, maybe early 2021, I did a stream where basically I built you guys' suggestions. So I built a pirate ship at the time. At the time, I built a pirate ship in Minecraft, but I built a pirate ship out of any blocks any blocks you guys said. So it meant we made a pirate ship. We're getting rid of it now because it was useless. But we made a pirate ship at the time out of whatever we had in our inventory. So as you can see, we had jungle wood, spruce wood, netherite. Tickets for In Whose Name, a documentary about Kanye West, are going into America. Do you know what? I find him quite interesting. To be honest. You know how he's gone crazy in sort of recent years? I want to know. I checked out because I thought you were because I saw you were streaming. Cool. Cool. What was I going to say? Hello, the joke sister. Welcome to the stream. What was I going to say, guys? I just forgot what I was going to say then. Yeah, Omnivore, with Kanye West, because he's gone like crazy in recent years, hasn't he? If you're still in the stream. In the ever, you know what, if that was in the UK, Glow Beans, it would be the other way around. Yo, I can freestyle real quick. It's about you. Oh, cool. Why not? Why not? Anyway, let's just quickly break this. We're going to have to go down. With him, though, you know, when he started going crazy, I remember thinking at the time, because obviously, not that I don't think he's, I always thought, though, was he being crazy, or was he, I always thought, because he's obviously, where some of his crazier moments have been quite funny, some of the things he's said, but I was sat there thinking, you know, is he doing this as an act, or is he generally just gone off the rails? I had that earlier on. Made it for funny block. That would be amazing. Yeah, earlier. Yeah, what I once did on here was we made a pirate ship out of any blocks we had available. So why don't we use some of these? We'll use some of these to do it. I just got to pick them up. But the problem we've got at the moment is I need to keep getting to the surface. Yeah, we'll make a house out of anything that we can find. So at the moment we've got... How much more have we got to pick up? He can do what he wants. Yeah. But then sometimes fame does cause people to go off the rails, though, if you get what I mean. Like, if you are ridiculously wealthy, sometimes you do sort of, you know, go off the rails because, you know, you've got more money than sense. And that's a genuine thing that has happened to people over the years, you know. So in the on of it, football players do it. The amount of genuine football players that can't tell you, like Billie Eilish, for example. I'm going to use Billie Eilish as an example. Billie Eilish spent, what was it, spent $35 on cereals and wondered why 35 boxes showed up. She then claimed that she thought $35 was cheap for cereal. But that's because she's obviously massively famous. She's massively famous, but her parents are famous. So she's never actually had to do a normal day's work in her life. So she doesn't know what normal things cost. It's the same as a few of them. It's the same with a few of these celebrities now. Don't know how much things cost. Capitalism. Well, it's not really capitalism. It's not really capitalism per se. It's because the parents are famous, they've got more money than sense. So like Michael Caine, one of my examples here will be Michael Caine, a British actor. He never changed. He never changed his accent. Some people that become rich change their accent to look more posh. Michael Caine never changed his accent. Michael Caine never changed his accent, and his reason why was he wanted to prove to some of the other working class people that, you know, he made it. The other working class boys, that he made it. You know, Michael Caine was was from working class background. His parents were working class. He joined the theatre at a young age, and then obviously become Britain's greatest actor, one of Britain's greatest actors. And you're gonna think, made himself, you know, crazy rich, but the one thing he never did is he never forgot where he come from. The thing is, though, Michael Caine very famously said in a statement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also, cheat user, none of my streams are pre-recorded. None of these streams are pre-recorded, literally. I've never done a pre-recorded stream. I'm tempted to do that one day, maybe. I'm tempted to do that one day for, like, if I'm doing a podcast, because sometimes if I do a podcast, I've just started a film review podcast, and I tried to do an episode a couple of weeks ago, and YouTube took it down. YouTube took it down because of the scene, so I'm remaking it as a video, and perhaps I'm going to do that. Perhaps I re-air it as a stream. Some people do it pre-recorded. I don't. I don't see the point in doing a pre-recorded stream myself. Right, we are going to make a house, but we're going to make a house out of anything that we've got available. So but also, if it was pre-recorded, I wouldn't be reading people's comments as well. If it was pre-recorded, I wouldn't be able to read people's comments because I wouldn't know what they would have commented. Right. I've got 33... I've got 30 odd doors. Control button ACMR. Yeah, it's because I'm using a Pro Controller and my mic's broken. My mic... Well, no. My mic's not broken. My mic's not broken per se. That's... My mic's not, like, broken per se. Hold on a minute. Let's get rid of that. Let's do it properly. Well, my mic's not broken. It's basically the stand broke. The stand broke, and we had a connection problem. I had a connection. The stand's not broke, but we had a connection issue. I had a connection issue with my mic, so, but as soon as I took it out of the stand, as soon as I took it off the stand, it fixed itself. So it just meant that I didn't have to buy a new mic. Bollocks. honestly, if I was infinitely rich, I'd say whatever I want as well. But that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, Omniville. Like, so funny that you make the house, but why not? Like, we might as well just build what we want. Like, why not? Why not just go build something stupid? Because, you know, the world's your oyster. You might as well have some fun with it. The world is, because the world is your oyster. The world's your oyster, guys. So, now what we're going to do, we're going to go around like that. Like this. Like that, like that, like that. Now, what have I got available? I've got 21 spruce. Like that. And then I've still got a bit of granite. There we go. All the blocks that we'd found, we used them all. Here's our house. Build Buckingham Palace. That would be nice. That would be a nice idea, but I don't think we could do that. But the thing is, Omniville, you've got to be careful about what you say. You've got to be if you're ridiculously rich, you've still got to be careful about what you say as well. Like, you know, being rich is not the problem. The problem that you tend to see with people that are ridiculously rich is that they don't. Yeah, people don't. The problem you see with people being rich is that they waste. You know, they waste money. So let's just say, what would you do if you won, you know, £2 million? What would you guys do if you weighed £2 million? If you were, not weighed. If you weighed £2 million, you'd be dead. How tall would you have to be to weigh £2 million? Fucking, like, I don't know, 800 feet? No, probably more than that. I would spend lots of money. Yeah. But that's the thing, though. It's not about... The thing with money, it's like if you're doing business, for example. It's like if you're doing business, for example. My old lecturer said this. One of my uni lecturers at the time said to me this. The problem with people that put money, young people that put money, invest, but the problem is, people that invest, or young people that invest, always get it wrong. Young people that invest keep getting it wrong. It's not about sticking your money in and pulling it out when you get a profit. It's about leaving it in there for a long time, and if the company goes up, it goes up. If it goes up, the company goes up. But the problem with people nowadays, they put the money in and then and then as soon as it goes up, they take it out. But then they've got a £1 profit. But that's not how it works. You put it into a company. You put it into a company when it's cheap. You put it into a company when it's cheap. When it's cheap, and if it takes off, you know, it's about a long-term project. It's a long-term thing, not just stick it in, take it out, stick it in, take it out, as people are doing. You're never going to get profit that way. The thing is, though, if you're investing, you either lose money or you gain it. So, say you put your money in and your share. Say you put your money. Say I put £1 in. Say I put £1 in and I left it in there for 20 years, and that pound become 10 grand. Right. Say you put £5 in. And then it went up 500. The shares went up 500%. So here we go, £5 times 500%. £5 times 500% is £25. So it goes up. Say you leave it in. Say you leave it in for like years, and then it goes up bloody 1,000,000% or something like that. It goes up like 100,000%. Then you've got, it goes up like, you know, a million. It goes up 100,000%. That share is now worth £5,000. Yeah. No scuffed way to do it. It is, but then the problem, my old uni lecturer mentioned it to us because about their grandmother did it or something like that, and they said to us, they said to us in the class, the problem nowadays is people put money in and take it out straight away, and then wonder why they've not really made a profit. But buying stock, there's more to buying stocks. Like, there's more to buying stocks than just shoving it in and taking it out. Like, for example, the guy, yeah, safely will return, but never all three at once. That's true. Build a random British flag. I haven't got the blocks to at the moment. I can't do that at the moment because I haven't got the blocks to do it. I am looking for something, but I can't remember what I'm looking for. Have you ever looked at the case of oh, I can't remember what his name is. A guy that worked with Steve Jobs and the other guy who made Apple. He had a kid. He was married and had a kid at the time, so he couldn't put as much time into it. So he sold his shares for 800 quid or something like that. He sold his shares for 800 quid. If he'd have left it for the next 60 years, it would have been worth 400 million or something. It would have been worth something like 400 million. But there was no guarantee that Apple was going to take off. When you start a business or put money into a company, there's absolutely invest money into a company. There's absolutely no guarantee that that company is going to there's absolutely no guarantee. There's absolutely no guarantee that this company that a company will take off. It's the same with my book stuff, guys. It's the same with my book stuff because I write novels. There's always an option if I might never ever get a book sale again. There's always the option that I may never get a sale on my book, The Dollmaker. That's always a thing at my back of my mind. Like, you know, I haven't sold a copy of The Dollmaker yet, and that there is a chance. For example, there is a strong chance that I may never get one. And all those things are about risks. You've got to take, sometimes to get the reward, you've got to take risks. Oh, God, my head's itchy. Oh. What was that? Kamala Harris condemns Joe Biden's reckless second presidential run. Jesus. Jesus. Kamala Harris absolutely torched her own campaign as well. That's the truth. But I said, I know that game, players. I was using it as an example, a very big example of you've got to take risks. You have always got to take risks because there's always a chance that it won't take. You've got to take risks to get the rewards. To get a reward, you've got to take risks. It's like let me think of another example. For example, you could end up with a Moonfall situation. Roland Emmerich self-funded his film Moonfall through like fan fundraisers and things like that, and fan funds, and it ended up the film didn't do very well. So it was a box office bomb. It was a box office. So he took a risk. He made a film with he self-funded over £200 million to make this film. And then it didn't hit the heights that it was expected to. But still, at least he took a risk. He took a risk to make it. Oh my god, my nose, guys, is itchy. You've got to take a risk. I'll be back in a minute, everyone. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Right, sorry. We're gonna go chase the sun for a bit, shall we? The sun is setting. There we go. I'm back. I want to shoot a short film, guys. I want to shoot a short film. Ooh, I just come up with an idea for a film, guys. What do you think? What do you guys think? I've just come up with an idea for a film, guys. Hello, Isaac. Welcome to the stream. I just thought of a film, guys. I just thought of a film talking about AI. A guy that's AI and he doesn't realise he's AI. So he thinks he's human. I don't know. Might write that down. Oh. I'll be back in a second. I'm being called. Right, I'm back. Sorry. I was called for a moment. I need to go. Have a good one, guys. And you have a good day, gameplays. Thank you for watching the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. What was I going to say, everybody? I was going to say something. No, my dad called me, guys, about football merry-go-round. A English Premier League manager got sacked yesterday because him and the owner had a falling out. But the owner of this certain club over the last year has come out, has basically acted as basically a law upon himself. You know, football owners, they own the football teams, yeah, but they don't own they don't own it. You know, the fans own it. The fans, you know, the fans have supported it before you owned it, and they're supported afterwards. But I think nowadays football owners are starting to think they own everything. It goes back into, in the 90s, right, I'm back. Here we go. Sorry. 242 of you have watched this stream. Jesus. So I want to check a notification, guys, a second. I want to thank you guys for your support this month, which has been absolutely crazy. So, I do just want to have a look a minute. I'm getting a load of notifications, and it's all things that I don't care about. Except that email from Everton. That looks nice. There we go. So, thank you, everyone. So, we're aiming to hit 20,000 views for this month. As it stands, we're at 7,000. So I want to thank all of you guys, because you guys are absolutely mental. 37 of you guys have subscribed this month. Hey Joe, I really appreciate you. Thank you. It's really kind of you. But I said, I really appreciate everyone who's watching this. I appreciate all of you guys too, because I wouldn't be doing this these streams if it wasn't for you guys. Sorry guys, I can't itchy nose. My hay fever's been affecting me quite a lot recently. But the reason is, you know, when I started this this channel will be 9 years old in December. This channel will be 9 years old in December. So I created this channel. In 2016. I would have been 13. I would have been 13. I wouldn't have been 14 for like 2 weeks later or something like that. I wouldn't have been 14 for like 2 weeks later. So this channel has been going a long time, but like, the reason it stayed this long is because of all you guys, or all 6,700 of you. But also, if I would also say, guys, though, and it's not just all of you guys subbed now, it's everyone who was subbed then. So all of you guys subbed now and who also, you know, subscribed then. So I think I have to say this, guys, because I can't find it anymore. YouTube have changed YouTube Studio, YouTube Analysis, and they've absolutely made it impossible to navigate what you're looking for. Subscription status, that's what I want. That's the one I want. When I talk about... No, subscription source is the one I want, actually, guys, saying that. Subscription source, there we go. So, I have to say, really, when I'm saying about thank you to everyone here, I have to really say thank you to all 12,304 of you, because since I created this channel, we've had 12,304 people subscribe. We've got 6,796 as YouTube Analysis says, but we've gone above that now, but YouTube Analysis doesn't change instantly. So we would have gained 3,000. We would have had subscribers subbed 12,308, and we've lost 5,508. So I have to thank all 12,000. Did you play any other console than Nintendo? Nope. Because Nintendo, when I was younger, was the only thing I could afford. You know, I'm not made of cash. I would like to own PlayStation or Xbox, but it's not my fault, everybody, that Sony and Microsoft decided to to price people out the markets. But that is generally true, though. Like, it's not about the graphics of the game. It's not about the graphics of the game. It's not about how many specified things you can put on it. If you ever look at any video game, it's not about the bloody specifications and the graphics and the processors and all this technical jargon. It's about the player experience. And what's the point of creating a video game that half the people can't afford? Like, I think Xbox and Sony I thought Xbox and Sony were out of touch with reality when they brought out Xbox One. When they brought out Xbox One in 2020, Xbox Series X and PS5 in 2020, I thought they were out of touch with reality. You know, people were losing their jobs because of the pandemic. Businesses were folding because they couldn't get the customers because of lockdowns, COVID and things like that. And people being forced to self-isolate, not being able to go to businesses. I thought they were out of touch with reality. They made the most expensive video game consoles that they'd ever brought out, despite the fact that people were struggling to pay their bills and businesses were folding. Literally, so many businesses folded during COVID. Like, you'll never, like, a lot of you guys will never understand how many businesses folded during COVID because of just they couldn't afford to stay open anymore. And if you get what I mean, yeah, it's 100% true that so many businesses folded in COVID. So I thought Sony and Microsoft were absolutely out of touch with reality at this time. At that time, let's bring out the best games console ever. We'll bring it out in 2020, and we're gonna charge them that. I think they should have either slashed the price or delayed it because I thought it was wrong. But I don't think it should have been £500. That's just my take, though, guys. That's just my take on it. But I don't think video games consoles should cost anything over 400. You know, like the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch was 280. The Nintendo Switch was 280. I don't think video games should cost over 400. What do you guys think? You got to think, 20 years ago, £400, £100 was a lot of money. You know, shopping nowadays. Inflation. Let's check the inflation calculator, guys. Like, literally, £80 is probably £80 is probably what you would buy your shopping for now. You know, your month shop or something like that. Let's go back, guys, till 2005. No. I made a mistake. So we want to wind that back to 2005. Here we go. Show amount. Literally, what you would spend on a monthly food shopping in 2005 was £40. It's now 80. It's gone up £40 in 20 years. The prices go up, and the prices keep going up. Let's try that again. The new Nintendo Switch costs £400. 20 years ago, that would have been 224. So literally, a camera that I want to buy A camera that I would love to buy costs quite a bit. I'll put the wrong date in. Oh, give me a sec. I put it in the wrong way. I've put this number in the wrong way. Whereas 20 years ago, this camera would have cost nearly half. Prices have gone up half in 20 years. Anyway. But yeah, video game consoles are just too expensive now. They're very expensive, in fact. Perfect. Now, what we're going to do, just think about what we might want to build. In fact, guys, actually, we might end this stream, because I need to go and eat food. So thank you for watching this stream, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.